Hello everyone, and welcome back to my 2020 My Life album. So it has definitely been a while since I've worked on this, since April actually, and so I'm doing a 4-month catch-up. So what you see here is I printed out 4 3x4s. It was supposed to be full bleed on my 6x8 piece of paper, but for some reason it printed with a white border, and instead of reprinting, I just went with it, trimmed them small like they were, and just let the photos have white borders. So what you see me doing here is sliding those 4 pictures into place for each month. I already have the rest of the album pre-set up with all the cards and page protectors in place so that it makes it easier every time I work on it. And I'm just going through some of the my style cards that I kind of had pre-saved as well and deciding what looks good here. And my photos kind of follow a little bit of a theme. So March and April was sort of dealing with coronavirus. May is a picture of me when I first got outside. June was a picture of me where I was working out a lot. July was a picture when I went to visit my mom. And I was on the beach, and it just looks very summery and actually even kind of blown out. And then my August picture is actually a photo from my birthday. Just because August was my birthday month, and it was a picture of myself that I really enjoyed. So one of my formulas for this album was picking a little gray chipboard piece for each month, something that kind of went with the theme, and a little piece of die cut something that sticks sort of out of the top. So I've been kind of flipping through all my cards. I cropped out a ton of video where I was just making decisions. Got my filler cards placed, trying to find some small embellishments that will work. Considered doing some rainbows, but it was just too many rainbows. So I ended up going with something else. And this sometimes can be the hardest part for me, is just making decisions. But I tried not to spend too long doing it, just to keep it moving. And as you can see, I'm kind of flipping back and forth a lot here because I am working on 4 little mini spreads all at one time. So I apologize if it seems like I'm really bouncing around, but I will share photos at the end. So those plastic circles that I'm going through were from the Week in the Life kit this year as an add-on. And so I was going through there, picked a red one that said my story, and I was going to put it going across the top, and then I realized the month before, or 2 months prior, was also a red circle. So I decided to put it down in the pocket below and find something else, which I believe is going to end up being a paper die cut sunshine or something. So to the left there I have my notepad. I had to go back and look at some of my history on Netflix and Hulu and see what shows I was really watching, because these currently cards from Allie are what I was reading, what I was eating, where I was going, what you're drinking. And it's funny because the drinking one doesn't really ever change. I literally only ever drink water. It's very rarely that I have much of anything else. So it's always water, 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 or I kind of make a joke about, and once again, more water. But I looked up what books I had read, or if I had gone anywhere, our family vacation to Tennessee or to visit my mother in Florida, things like that. So I just had some notes so that I could get my details written down. And then I started the process, once I started getting things filled out, of backing everything to each other so that my cards didn't move around and my photos were centered and had that little bit of a white border on the card behind it, things like that. So that heart card is from Studio Calico. The rainbow card you're seeing there, which is from a different layout spread, is from Ellie's Studio. The striped card is a Kelly Perky. I believe that sun die cut is also Ellie's Studio. And I also will admit, too, that my journaling for this one was a little more mixed up and random and unfinished working on this layout. I was trying not to force it, and I had 4 months worth to fill out. So it was just writing and filling out what I could, when I could, and then I would go back when I thought of something and filled out the rest. All the months are completely filled out. I just took my time jotting down notes as I went and kind of flipping back and forth, and I'd be like, oh yeah, this is something I did that month, and then I would kind of fill in another detail until everything was completely finished. So I'm just using a Uniball pen there, I believe. I started using this more frequently this year. I used to only ever use like a Slick Writer style pen, and it was just a little too thick for trying to write in tiny spaces. So I really like the way that this one's writing, and I think it's actually a Bic now that I think of it. So there I'm using a teal round die cut to help match my layout. That's from Ellie's Studio. I can't see what it says from right here, but like I said, you'll see photos at the end. That my story is from the Me kit from Allie way back in the day. And I believe that the polka dot pattern was a Kelly Perky card. I end up using a Citrus Twist Kits chipboard piece that says like Wild at Heart or something. And then here I am attaching a butterfly that is from Allie's One Little Word kit. I'm just using my rolling dot adhesive for the majority of these things. And this layout here, I had that Feeling Hot, Hot, Hot card, which I thought was really cute. But then instead of another photo card like I've been doing, I ended up actually adding another journaling card just so I could write, that we were on vacation and it's for my birthday, and add a few more details that aren't available to put on the card. So like right there you can see that I have like one line filled out from my journaling, but eventually I go back and I get everything filled out. Pardon me. So even though I am jumping around and flipping through my pages quite a bit, you can see that having my formula here helps me keep everything straight and easy to duplicate. So here is my May layout, my June layout, nice and bright. Here is the July layout. And last but not least, my August layout. So I hope to be working on my September one very soon, and I can't wait to share with you. Thanks so much. Bye.